Most companies don't fail because they lack sales. They fail because cash can't keep up with success. And the reason is usually hidden in one place: time. In supply chain conversations, people talk about costs, quality, and service, but almost no one talks about time. Yet time touches everything: how long cash is trapped in inventory, how exposed you are to disruption, and how fast you can grow without financial stress. This is the origin story of the cash conversion cycle, or CCC, the metric designed to measure the time gap between cash going out and cash coming back. Before CCC became mainstream, liquidity was often judged with static ratios: current ratio, the quick ratios, snapshots. The snapshots can lie. A dollar in cash is not the same as a dollar in inventory that won't move for 6 months. The real question is not only how much you have, it's how fast money returns, ready to be used again. The CCC story begins in the 1970s, when researchers started treating liquidity as a timing problem. In 1974, Lawrence Gitman helped frame liquidity around a practical gap: the delay between paying for inputs and getting cash from sales. This moved liquidity away from pure accounting and toward operational timing. In 1976, H.C. Hager reinforced the idea of the cash cycle as a management tool, especially relevant during growth, when companies buy more, stock more, ship more, and then wait for cash to return. But the big breakthrough came next. In the 1980s, Richard and Lawland tied the idea together into a single, cohesive timeline. They translated operational reality into three stages. First, inventory: how long cash sits in product before it sells. Second, receivables: how long after you sell you wait to get paid. Third, payables: how long you can wait before paying suppliers, which effectively offsets your cash need. And that creates the formula leaders still use today: cash conversion cycle equals days inventory outstanding plus days sales outstanding minus days payables outstanding. In other words, the time your business must fund operations with its own cash or with financing before cash returns. This is a shift that matters for leadership. You can be profitable and still feel financially tight because time to cash is stretching underneath you. A high cash conversion cycle means low capital, money that comes back late. A low cash conversion cycle means fast capital, money that cycles quickly. And here's the line that captures it: if profit tells you whether you made money, the cash conversion cycle tells you when you'll see it. This is where my book enters the conversation. Capital velocity asks one straightforward question: how fast does the money you invest in your business comes back, ready to be used again? Once you ask that, familiar decisions start to look different. Lead time stops being an operational detail. It becomes a financial lever. Inventory stops looking like a static asset. It becomes a claim on cash. Geography becomes a financial variable. And speed becomes a strategic advantage. So, if this video explains where CCC came from, the book answers what leaders do next. It begins with why growth can feel like financial suffocation, even when sales are rising. Then it shows why time quietly determines financial health, and why CCC is your stopwatch. From there, it reframes the supply chain as what it really is: a system of moving money. It shows where time hides, how delays compound, and how leaders design supply chains that accelerate capital. Speed, where it matters; scale, where it makes sense. Then it moves into execution, removing delays instead of fighting fires. It translates speed into cash, return on invested capital, resilience, and enterprise value. And finally, it shows how to make velocity permanent: habits, metrics, and culture built around time. This was the origin story: how CCC evolved from liquidity thinking into a unified time to cash metric. If you're leading as a CEO, CFO, or founder, this is worth considering. Time to cash should govern decisions, not just sit on a dashboard. Capital velocity: how SMEs can compete in a fast world. by Nelson Fernandez is available on Amazon January. Subscribe for episode 1.